Hello, everyone. We're back.
Yay! Let's explore humanity.
Yep. Oh, this guy. Humanity. The road to the temple was swarming with
Swarming.
ascended warriors.
But I can still sense the astral fissure. There's still team.
There's still time.
Leave this battle to us, sir. Take Fluffy and find the astral fissure.
No.
I nodded to Dion and Natalie, and Gro and I sprinted towards the temple. We found our path blocked by Daniel, our goal just out of reach behind him.
Oh crap, what's his voice?
New voice, go!
In interview with Lord Asriel. On my life, Asriel died by my hand.
Okay, is our scythe, like, extra good at destroying clothing? I mean, you know, it's fine. But I find that really funny that, like, two big fights, you know, we almost opened with that. So, if I'm not utterly mistaken... so Hades Town, which I was, you know, reading up on. Yes, it features Hades and Persephone, but it's more about this Orpheus story than anything else. So,
Oh my god. Die, bitch.
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah. Oh, wait. Not yay. My mistake. Little bastard. So, anytime I see, you know, something like this, of a character, you know, fighting shirtless, or a female character fighting with, like, little to no armor, I mean, this more applies to, you know, when women are wearing skimpy clothes, but there was a comic I remember seeing way back when. It's like, women don't need full-body armor. Why? Because they have... I don't remember what it was, and that it, I don't remember... like, specifically how it was phrased, but it's like, their uterus protects them. What? Then it shows an arrow flying at them, and, like, you can see their uterus glowing from under their skin, and it, like, stops the arrow mid-flight.
Why?
Oh, so, Lin Cara, I'm assuming you know who he is, even if you haven't watched his videos, because I think I've talked about him.
Yeah.
Well, so he reviewed a comic for, that was called Athena. It was, I think the best way to describe it is it was kind of a Thor-style comic book where Athena was a modern-day superhero or reincarnated as one.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, so, the first issue, he's only reviewed 2, and quite frankly, I think that's all he needs to review to sum up just how shitty this series is. You spend more time looking at the main character's butt, her naked butt, than her face. And throughout the whole first issue, you don't actually learn anything naturally about the character. It's all told to you from third parties. And then when the first issue ends and she gets her armor, I'm just looking at it, I'm like, Athena is one of the sacred virgins of Greek mythology. Here's the controller back. I'm going to find a picture of it. Why is she wearing this outfit?
Oh, goody.
So when he gets to the second issue... oh, what's the word I'm looking for? When he gets to the second issue of Athena, Ares shows up at the end, and she's like, "Brother, what are you doing here?" He then switches back to Linkara, and he's doing a Ares voice. "Sister, what are you wearing?" Okay, Kendall, I will send you this, I will send you a picture to this. But yeah, this is her armor. Yeah, I'm like, this is Athena. Goddess of wisdom, battle tactics. You know, someone who would, I would hope, be smart enough to realize, hey, this is not smart to wear on a battlefield. And the funny thing is, a lot of the covers, like, you know, I'm not going to share this one because it doesn't really matter, but she's wearing this on another cover. I mean, it still looks stupid because she's still got the battle thong, but at least she's wearing pants. Back to the game.
Israel must have neglected to give you power.
I don't need that hideous power. I wanted to remain beautiful, a human, loved by Lord Aswell until the end.
Oh, sorry. Daniel's weapon dropped from the lifeless fingers as he collapsed on the ground. Good. I hate that character.
The trainer has been eliminated. Mystery.
Woo, we leveled up! Again!
Next.
Don't mind me, I'm just sending a text to Kendall and explaining why I'm sending her Athena stripper pictures. It's not that because, you know, I've got, you know, kinky pictures on my phone. It really is just, yeah, could you show this to the people at home so they know what I'm talking about?
Ooh.
Too late. It cannot be. The show is over. The curtain has fallen. Actually, no. It has just risen. Now begins the main act to free humanity from fate's shackles.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad voice for Aswell. That is not the voice I imagined him having.
No, not at all.
Still, at least it's different than, you know, Diamond Dozen Gravelly voice. But
Soul Edge and Soul Calibur. The
yes, I
first
believe
key
you're aware
is
of the series.
complete. Now I need only claim the other one. But before I do, I think you've worn out your welcome here, Grow.
No.
You hold him off for a while. When I have dealt with these, I shall move in to offer support. Let us go!
Alright, big boss time.
Okay, so I just checked the Discord and DK just shared a really cute cat. Well, actually, you're the one who responded to it, so you're fully aware of that. So thank you for that, DK. And anyone who wants to see the weird stuff we share should join the Discord.
Join it. You can see kits.
Join us! So, yeah, you're both wearing the same ribbon thingamadoodles. So, you two were destined to fight. It means something. Well, Sunshine, you know what you gotta do. You gotta get your shirt off somehow. Or, don't do that. I mean, I can't say I blame you. This is already getting... Oh.
Oh, hey.
Oh, right. Because this isn't the final fight yet, so you can't actually beat him.
Roll.
I mean, I get why they do it. It's because you can have any weapon you want, but I love how your weapon just magically disappears in all these scenes.
Do you really
Yep.
believe you can win?
Win or lose, I don't care. I'm here because I despise you. That's it!
Hulk!
The rest is in your hands.
Smash! Yeah, I'm totally a Super Saiyan. What about it?
Fool. Have you abandoned all reason?
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't mind Grow's fighting style coming back in later games, because I genuinely like it, but I would not want Grow himself to come back, because I just find him to be so incredibly boring! Especially since it's like left arm superpowers. Are you ripping off... I mean, it's Bandai Namco, so it's the same company, but are you ripping off Tales of Berseria?
Pretty much.
Eh. For those who haven't played it, it's a good game. I know it helps if you've played Tales of Zestiria, but I've heard plenty of people say Zestiria is unplayable. I don't agree with that assertion, but...
Woo, chapter 4.
Yay.
How are we doing on time?
We got about 6 minutes.
Okay,
so.
let's keep going.
We searched for Grohl and Aswell at the bottom of the ravine for hours upon hours, but found no sign of either of them.
Zagro!
I knew I was concealing something, but that. What other conclusion could...
Wait, this is the wrong voice.
Yeah, I was about to say, what happened to our beloved bikini?
I knew I was concealing something, but that. What other conclusion could there be? He's an outsider.
And he despises outsiders. There has to be more to it than meets the eye.
Perhaps. Still remember our purpose, Dan. If he's indeed an outsider, we will not hesitate to strike him down.
Ah.
You must have put in a request orders on how to proceed. Fortunately, one of our agents operates out of a nearby town. We'll head there immediately.
Lot convenience.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not judging. Honestly, it's one of the nice things I personally like about video games versus movies or books. Because it's a game and the plot needs to move forward, plot convenience doesn't stand out quite as much. I mean, I would prefer if it didn't happen, but let's face it, the only reason why in video games you have to collect certain items is so there's a game you can actually play.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That is your line.
Yeah. When we arrived at the organization's hideout, we were greeted by a nervous Aval agent. Something wasn't right. After a short, hushed conversation, Natalie turned to me.
Leaving now, Fluffy.
The three of us hurried out of town.
Natural fissure has been sighted just north of here.
Need to deal with it before you can grow any more powerful.
Others have been tasked with locating Sogron as well. Let us make haste.
Like, honestly, these two characters have more to them than Grow does, in my opinion. I mean, Natalie more so than Dion, but...
Fiendorf.
I know that's just the organization outfit, but just the lighting with the skin color on the eye, that looks really good and kind of creepy.
Yep.
As we get closer to the...
Wrong voice. As we get closer to the astral fissure, a berserker appeared with a roar. Did you think the same thing I did when you read the first word?
Yep.
Okay.
You want to take this one?
Sure.
Exterminate outsiders! All outsiders!
Oh, why must this be one of our own? Why were they struck down by the cursed sword?
In a new language, human suits peace, matters need. We exterminated and lost to humanity. Ready yourselves.
Yet we're allowed to survive. So, when I first started playing this game, so, like, the actual... Like, they keep calling them outsiders, but if you went to the character customization, these would all be, like, partial malfested or something like that, or... I actually originally started... Why are you wearing a skirt? Everyone else in your organization has pants! Why do fantasy women hate pants?
Because if you were a fantasy character, you would hate pants.
Is that a Shamu reference?
Yes.
Yeah, I probably have no right to complain when I play the fan service character in our D&D campaign. But anyway, part of that is because I want people to stop asking for the fan service. Okay, that's a joke. I did it because I thought it was funny. Nothing more, nothing less. Anyway, shoot, what was I saying before? I really don't remember what I was saying before I started screaming about the skirt.
This is just my opinion. If you're going to sexualize video game characters, there are only two routes you can take. You can either sexualize characters of your same gender, or you sexualize all character equally across the board.
You see, that's why I defend some of Starfire's outfits in comic books, is because they've shown several times that men wear similar style outfits. Yes, they kind of get to wear pants where the women don't, but the torsos are the same thing. So I'm like, I'll take that over something else.
And it's one reason why personally I appreciate Bayonetta, because she was designed by a woman, and Bayonetta is this woman's power fantasy, essentially.
Plus, on top of that, she's meant to satirize the over-sexualization of women. So that gets a little leeway for me, because it is done well. I mean, there are plenty, it's like, oh, it's meant to satirize it. I'm like, yeah, but you did a piss-poor job of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think the best way to describe Bayonetta is she's like a American superhero. She's designed to be overly muscular and such, to be, like you said, a woman's power fantasy versus,
And I feel like another thing I appreciate about Bayonetta is I don't feel like her proportions are out of whack.
I mean, her legs are way too long.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at her next to other characters, but it fits with the weird world the world lives in. Because, like, for example, while I'm against overly sexual outfits, there are a couple occasions I'll defend them to an extent. Like in comic books, the most recent, the only Red Sonja book I read, yeah, she's wearing a chainmail bikini, but just the way the personality is written, the way the comic panels are drawn, that's not usually what I'm looking at. Now, the covers are overly sexualized, but the actual content in the books sells me on it pretty well.
Yeah.
Then, you haven't played this one yet, but Velvet Crow from Tales of Berseria, I hated her just looking at her design, I hate it. But just the way the character's written, the way the character moves, the way the scenes are scripted, I'm never really lingering on her body. I'm watching everything about her, and it's like, this all works to make a character that doesn't feel like a sex object. It feels like she is an animal of circumstance.
Yeah, the final thoughts, I just remember a Tumblr post where it said, Bayonetta is not sexy because she gets naked to fight. She's sexy because her heels are guns, and she rode a motorcycle up into space to punch God into the sun.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. That is a good assessment. It's because it's like, if you're going to sex up a character, make sure they're at least a good character. Because I know we were trying to wrap up, but that's part of the reason why I think Camilla is a bad example of a sexy female character, because every time I think of her, all I think about is how overly flirtatious she is and her body. I'm not thinking about her as a character. I'm thinking about how she relates to the male characters, in a sense, or the male players.
Because this is something really personal. The thing that bugs me the most about Carmilla is, like, she is constantly portrayed as, like, just a sex object for men.
Yeah.
In the original book, she was a lesbian.
Oh, sorry, I meant Camilla from Fire Emblem, not Carmilla. But you are correct about that.
Yes, Carmilla, Fire Emblem, Castlevania.
Yeah. And I 100% agree with that furious problem of how pop culture treats Carmilla. But yeah, Camilla, just, even though Bayonetta gets naked while she fights, sort of, I never feel like they lingered on her body half as much as they do on Camilla. Like, Camilla, her only animated scenes are focusing on her breasts. Sorry,
Long story short, thank you for listening to our rant.
We don't hate sexualized female designs. They just have to be accompanied by a matching and good personality and character.
Or do it to the men just as much.
Or just don't do it.
That's fair.
One of those three.
Yeah, like, if you just don't do it at all, you're doing it equally to the men and the women.
Yeah, so, honestly, we won't judge you for doing it. We won't blame you for getting upset by it. Just realize that we're going to be on the more critical side unless you can change our minds about it. Back to the game.
Yes, let's just go line.
We need to finish as soon as this conversation is over.
Yes, go.
In the end, you could not remember that you were one of us.
As when I do that, these creatures are no longer comrades. They are monsters possessed by a single unquenchable desire, mindlessly moaning empty words, illusions of the past and a nightmare for those still living. Your purpose is to purge this world of anything that does not belong, like this ancient fissure. Do not forget that.
You are right.
I reach for the astral fissure. Dion, Natalie's eyes trained on me. Its powers flowed into my body.
Jumping back to that final conversation, there is a Canadian, I think, YouTube series that is a modern adaptation of the vampire Carmilla, and she gets to be happy with her girlfriend in the end. That's all I wanted to add. Moving on.
Actually, did you know that her story predates Dracula?
Oh yeah, I knew that as well.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that. I mean, I know that vampires existed before Dracula, but I didn't realize her specifically did too.
Yeah.
Also, have you noticed that the spin-off material likes to put her in more prominent roles than she ever was in the, flagship series?
I mean, in some of the flagship series, she was just a white mask.
Yeah. I mean, because, like, the anime, the fighting game, Lords of Darkness, that's technically a spin-off because it's a reboot.
Yeah.
But, like, in the original series, Carmilla's just a random enemy and sometimes a more important boss.
Yeah.
That's an episode. Goodbye!